those variable options are still playing Ukamon. So we do have the table set up here. So we have Enrique and Joseph. They are starting to play. Looks like we missed a couple turns, but no worry. So we have a Death X that hit the board. We have a Angemon swinging, going to security, removing the Death X. Very good here. Getting the egg out of it. Looks like he has some Karis on board as well. He is currently at 2 memory, going into a Salamon, drawing. I can't tell what the glared card is. I believe that is a Angewomon ace. We'll get a TK drop here. TK will add the top security. Revealing it, putting at the bottom of the security another card. So Numemon looks like it's a little bit on the back pedal here, but this is definitely just going to be a really grindy game for sure.
All right, I was fighting for my life to get this overlay done, but I think I got it.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I love Numemon, and I love Yellow Vaccine. So this will be a good match.
So Tyler, tell me a little bit about what you think about the board state, right? So we have Yellow Vaccine sort of just controlling the board state. I don't know if you saw it because you were doing the overlay, but he basically removed a Death Xmon, put it into security. And the Numemon player is sort of just dropping little bodies now to sort of rebuild a board.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with Yellow Vaccine's
board.
game. So you had a Death X on board, and then the Secret Rare Angemon tucked it to security.
Okay. Death X is a virus. I didn't know that, actually. That's pretty wild. I thought Death X was a data.
Can you remind me what the Tamer does in Numemon, the Digipolice duel?
The Digipolice Tamer, start of main, you gain a memory if your opponent has a Digimon. It has Mind Link with anything with Numemon or Monzemon in its name, and it gives a reboot and jamming.
Okay.
But the Digipolice Numemon itself, on play and Digivolve, you could play that Tamer from hand under the source of that Digimon to give any of your Digimon Rush.
So Evo's Sagatomon here to pass turn. What Agumon is that? Is that the starter deck Agumon? Is that correct? I believe that is the starter deck Agumon.
That is the starter deck Agumon.
Okay. Is that an altar or is that how it normally looks?
That's how it normally looks. It's the one that you gain a memory at the start of your opponent's turn if they have a Digimon. It has inheritable effect. If a attack is redirected, you gain a memory. And that's really it. It's just the support for the Black Greymon engine. But in Black-based Numemon, it can come up because if you evolve over it into an Agumon X or even into another Numemon, and then you have a blocker inherited, or if even one of your Digimon becomes blocked, you can gain a memory off that, which can be pretty
that's
cheeky.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of the black-based Numemon do run the Agumon X to evolve over it, which will let you search for X antibody pieces, which is pretty strong.
Yeah, I know the Numemon X antibody is a really, really powerful card that a lot of people are scared of in the current format. I think we're going to see a way grindier game here, which is something Numemon typically is not a big fan of. Numemon usually likes to aggro as much as possible with a Rookie Rush style of game plan.
Well, the thing about the Numemon deck, especially the black base, is while it is an aggressive deck and loans itself to being aggressive pretty well, there are a lot of really strong control elements within the deck that just benefit you a lot. Like, for example, the Warrior Monzemon there being able to de-digivolve by trashing either a source or a card from hand. And that sets up the Monzemon. If he had the Monzemon X here, he'd be in an even better spot, which he might. Still,
and the Tamer again gives jamming, right? When it mind links?
Jamming and reboot to things with Monzemon and Numemon in name. So here he's just swinging with jamming. The Numemon X inheritable, while its normal effect will only let you replay a Numemon from trash if you have a Numemon in sources, the inheritable, no matter what you are, what sources you have, will bring back a Numemon from trash.
So he blast Evos into the Zulongmon here, which is pretty spicy. I don't know if that's standard in this deck, but he has a really big overflow here, right? Because he has the Angelmon Ace underneath it, and then the Zulongmon above it. So that's like what? 7 or something.
That'll
If
be
that bottom
7
gets removed.
memory if that stack gets
Yeah.
removed. Yeah.
However, again, just more control aspects coming from that yellow vaccine deck.
The thing with yellow vaccine that they have normally struggled with is they lack closing ability. Like they're really good at lasting, but closing seems to be an issue for them. So here we're going to see him pitch the slime to de-digivolve and getting that overflow.
Cost, 4 memory.
And then he can
turn.
add a slime from trash underneath to stop 5 costs or less from declaring attacks against players on the following turn.
That's an interesting mechanic. Now, the Numemon. Whoa, what did I just say? The Numemon stuff turns into turns your opponent's Digimon into tokens as well, correct?
No, none of the Numemon support does that. That's Sukamon that does those things.
My bad.
It's okay.
What did he just Digivolve on top of the Angelomon there? Was that another?
It looks like a Seraphimon. Did he recover one in -7K?
I did see a body removed. I didn't see if he recovered one though.
Yeah,
it
is
is a Seraphimon. Yeah. Ukamane has 2 checks, so this could be the closing power he might be looking for. Is that pressure on swings there?
Yeah, that Seraphimon, whenever you recover, he -7Ks a Digimon and gets security +1. We do see the yellow memory boost come down. Only able to grab 1 Digimon, but it is Venusmon, which is very strong.
Yeah, Venusmon is really big, especially in this matchup because I don't know how much Numemon can get extra security checks, and Venusmon's just going to give a blanket -1.
Just for the turn, it's more turning off the Digivolution effects, which is very powerful.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going to play the X Protoform under the Agumon into a Numemon X antibody. In the back there, it looks like he'll evolve into the Chumon. I believe that is the memory blocker one, the alt art of it.
It is.
Let's see what he does here. He has that Numemon, the Ukomon, facing down a Salamon and a Seraphimon with double Kari, so he'll lose 2 memory when a card is removed from security. Kari is such a good card.
Yeah, that Kari, still from BT3, just really helping out so many different decks.
Looks like he's going to go into Monze X here, going to 0.
Because he has the X antibody, he will be able to play a Digimon off the when Digivolving effect, which will then let him pitch a slime to draw 2, and he get -2,000 from one of his opponent's Digimon for each Digimon he controls. So I imagine he's going to either kill the Salmon or swing over the Seraphi.
One of the 2, yeah.
The Seraphi will go down.
Could he do both?
No, it only targets 1 Digimon with the Monzemon X. It doesn't repeat the effect.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it split it up or not. So we will go into the Numemon X again. Very powerful card. Looks like he's checking board state. I do see a Venusmon in his hand as well.
Venusmon would be really powerful here. It would essentially buy a turn of aggression for next turn.
And it seems like that's what Enrique is thinking about. However, it looks like he is debating between a couple plays here. Looks like he's going to drop the Agumon. This is the Star Deck Agumon again.
And the good reason for this is to leave Monze X on the board. If that Numemon X does get deleted one way or another and he gets to play a card off trash, the Monzemon DP minus effect is an all turns effect. So whenever he plays a Digimon, period, once per turn. So if he deletes that Numemon X and he gets the Platinum Numemon back, he'll end up being able to minus 8K from something again. And there it is. This could be, he could have just, depending on how he stacks these triggers, it could proc right here and be a big problem.
What card did the yellow vaccine player just play? I'm not too familiar with that.
That's Revelation of Light. So it'll let him search his stack. He could play a yellow level 4 or lower from his security if he chooses. He doesn't have to. And then no matter what, if he controls a Kari, he gets to add that to the top of his security.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it looks like he's going to play the Angemon here, which will proc Angemon to remove a virus when it swings. Oh, on deletion, sorry. No, sorry, it is a wind attacking effect of Angemon.
And that goes to the top of security. He'll gain some memory from the TKs.
And it looks like he will.
He is going to -7 the
yeah,
just -7 from the Seraphimon.
Okay, is Monzemon an 8 or a 9?
Monzemon is an 8K naturally.
An 8K? Okay, cool. And is that Angemon Ace? I believe he just played.
It is. And now this will -5K the board when it is trashed from security. So he's really going to be able to add a source to recover this. Everything will die at once for what it's worth. But he's just announcing his triggers one at a time. He will get the other Numemon X as well, which will let him bring back another Numemon from trash.
Now, these Numemons that he's playing out, do they get the minus?
They are -5K for this turn. But now he will also be able to trigger his on-play effects of both, which let him discard Numemon and name to gain 2 memory. So he's going to start the turn at 5.
Really good play for him. And that's only for the turn, right? That they were the -4K? Or 5?
I believe so. I believe Revelation of Light is just till the end of your turn, so you want it to trigger on your opponent's turn more often than you do your own.
2 cards going back down to 3. Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah, Revelation of Light till the end of your turn. Yep. So it'll be gone now at this point.
And he will raise up that Chumon, allowing to block memory gain effects from non-tamers. I don't know how relevant that'll be in this matchup in particular, but and he goes in the merciful mode here.
Yeah. Merciful mode huge because he'll be able to kill that with overflow, keep turn. He gets to put 10 cards from trash at the bottom of security. And the other really good thing about merciful mode is because the deletion and the tucking cards is all a single effect, it will not proc when on deletion effects if one of the cards you return is the Digimon with the on deletion effect.
Looks like he is leaving the 2 options and putting the rest to the bottom. Yep, so that on deletion will not trigger. Very cool. And he's back at 0 because of the overflow. And those Platinum Sukes were played last turn, and the cards are tapped, so now would be a really good time for him to swing, actually. And those Platinum Numes do have the on deletion skills.
That's correct, which will let him play a Monzemon or Numemon from hand.
Swinging first with the Merciful mode. Joseph is thinking if he wants to blast, chooses not to, checks the Seraphi, swinging with the Platinum Nume at security. Again, checking if he wants to blast Digivolve.
I think now he'll be able to recover. He's at 5 now instead of 6, so it might be worth it to blast here. And he'll be able to -6K to the Chumon. He does hit the security and live. Joseph, a very solid player. He does play pretty often in the GFG Discord events and does fairly well. He has been rocking Yellow Vaccine for a while, so he's very familiar with the deck. And then we're just going to see Digimon Emperor come down.
Digimon Emperor. Digimon Emperor is if they raise a level 3, right? Or is it level 4?
Yeah, they'll end up losing a couple memory if they raise a level 3.
That is going to slow Joseph down a little bit. Because there's that level 3 in raising, and it didn't digivolve into a 4 last turn. So he has to think if he is okay with losing the 2 memory here, or if he'd rather wait another turn. I think in this position, the game is still looking relatively okay. Enrique does have to try and start closing out that game relatively soon. Looking at the deck piles, Enrique has a very large discard pile. He'll drop down another Magna Angemon Ace, recovering 1. And what did he do to the Omnimon? I saw him
Minus 5,000, I believe. It's one
-5
for
from it. Okay,
security.
got it.
He does kind of have to clear this Omnimon because the aggression that he'll have is going to be insane.
I can't tell what card he just digivolved into.
That's
Venusmon?
Venusmon.
Venus?
Yep.
Okay.
But at the beginning of the turn, he'll trash a security.
And the Platinum Sukes are -1, which, again, like I said last turn, Enrique does have to start playing a little bit more on the aggression due to fear of deck out here.
But he has -1 security across the board this turn.
Right, so that Venusmon is going to slow him down this turn. So Enrique's best bet is probably to start setting up for the next turn and hoping to close the game there. He's actually just going to scoop it up, realizing I think he may be out of resources with most of his deck being trashed. So Joseph will take game 1 with 23 minutes still on the clock. Let's see how this turns out in game 2.
Yeah, if that was game 1, I think it's smart to scoop there. If you don't see a world where you can close that security with a couple cards left, you want as much time for the next 2.
Yeah. Shuffling up his eggs. Okay, looks like he is playing 5. Joseph also shuffling up his eggs.
Wondering if he chose to go first or second as the Numemon player.
I also am unsure. Looks like Joseph will be shuffling back his hand. The Numemon player, Enrique, will be keeping his hand and setting up his security. In this position, as the Numemon player, I think I would probably... I was struggling
I want to go first.
Matchups, deciding if I'd go first or second. Because going second,
I just always like going first, though.
Yeah,
I'm a chronic go firster.
Yeah, we know. No, I think that's probably correct, right? Because he's going to want as much early aggression as he can, especially because his dudes all cost pretty low. That way he can sort of chip down that security before it becomes too big to manage. But then you fear checking, some of those tamers like Kari. So he'll go Patamon. Oh, he went second. So Numemon did go second. Joseph will go Patamon into the 4-drop Kari. Numemon will drop the Agumon and Ukomon and the Tamer, which looks very good for a first turn aggressive play. Joseph will raise up the Patamon. Evoing into a Agumon. Sorry, not Agumon, a Angemon. Checking the Gold Numemon, is that its name? No, not Gold Numemon.
Platinum Numemon. Oh, that's Garymon, who is a Numemon.
Garymon? Okay. I was like, I know he's different, but he's golden. Ukomon hatching, getting memory. Yeah. Getting 2 memory, 3 memory. Oh my gosh. He went all the way up to 5 memory.
Just going to the Nume X, going for 2. We'll get to draw off the Sunamon Inheritable. Let's see if he has Monzemon to follow up. It looks like he does, but it's not the yellow Monzemon, unfortunately.
It's a black Waru Monzemon.
But the D-Digivolve very strong here, so he could pitch a Numemon from hand. Oh, he'll choose not to. He just chooses not to delete it. Well, because he's going to have the minus 6k from the play, so he doesn't need it.
Yeah. But would you not want to let the On Illusion not trigger by D-Digivolving it?
I don't think it matters here. The undeletion's okay to trigger. He might have only had this Garymon in his hand, so being able to draw the 2 might have been more important to him here. He's going to get jamming,
He'll swing
security
with
+1,
jamming.
-5 to the board.
Does -5, yep.
And then thank God for the jamming. And the Kari will pass turn. He will
And that
choose
option
to
is
keep the
until the
tamer
end
linked
of...
until the end of his turn. So during this turn, it is still -5k, which is why I imagine he kept it linked, and he will reboot instead of unmind linking.
That would make sense. He will check top 4 with the Mem Boost. What is that card next to Kari?
That looks like it is a Mitamamon alt art, perhaps?
Mitamomon. I'm going to read that really quick. Not too familiar with it. Let's see. Mitamomon. So when digivolving by trashing the top card of your security, you can play 1 level 4 yellow card from your hand, gains Rush. All your yellow Digimon gain Barrier, and then all your opponent's Digimon will level greater than or equal to the total cards in both players' security gets security -2. Okay, seems pretty good.
Yep, and it's good that he left the reboot because...
Yeah. So he'll unmind link. He will draw. Let's see what he does here. Evo's into Chikurimon. This is the opponents can't play Digimon by...
Can't reduce Digimon
Can't
costs.
reduce, sorry, yeah. He'll remind link for the jamming, swing it out. Checks another 5k option.
Well, we put it there, so he knew.
Oh, right, yeah. That's probably why he swung before he played anything. That would make sense.
Just regarding chat again, the 5k only lasts the 1 turn, so the first 5k is gone now. It's only 5k this turn. His opponent did not play Revelation this turn. He just hit it in security. Or he played Revelation, but it doesn't minus on play. It only minuses from security.
Right. And then it has jamming. That's why I didn't die to the security Digimon.
Correct.
So he's at 3 with the Digimon Emperor again, losing 2 memory when he raises here. Seems like the yellow vaccine player is in a weird state of hand. And of course he could afford it because he does have that yellow Mem Boost right now. Looks like he'll go into the Angemon.
Oh no, is Monzemon X a virus? I can't remember if... I know regular Monzemon is a vaccine.
Seems like it. Wait, doesn't Monzemon go to security? Or am I wrong? When it's removed by Angelmon?
Yeah, Monzemon X antibody is a vaccine. Am I crazy? Did he use a different effect to get rid of it?
Looks like he swung and then put the Angemon in security.
Oh, he didn't get rid of the Monzemon X?
No, the Monzemon X is in the trash. Very confused on the board state right now. Because Angemon...
I did message the judge.
Right? Oh, they're saying you got -5.
Oh, with the other effect. Yeah, okay. Because... yes. Thanks, Hector.
I forgot Angemon has other effects. So we do have the Platinum Nume, as well as a regular Nume on board. Let's see here. He's checking his trash, probably to see what he has he can play off of the Platinum Nume. He has a Chimeramon in hand, which actually could go kind of crazy here. Allowing him to play something and remove bodies next turn, because you would have, 3 colors? And then he'll play the Numemon, and he will mind link it. And pass.
Just to unmind link at the end of the turn.
Yeah. So what's the point of mind linking there then, if you don't mind?
Just to be able to get the tamer for free.
Oh, gotcha.
Because normally he gets to give something
I
rush, but because he's passing turn, he can unmind link and just have the tamer for no additional cost.
I see. I forgot the tamer was attached to the Monzemon that went to trash.
Now in this situation, uh,
Was that Magna Woman or Angel Woman or Magnamon? Can't tell with the glare.
it looks like an Angel Woman ace.
And he ripped a Venusmon from security? Or Gatomon, I think. It's a Gatomon. Checking top 3 takes the bot next to Ukomon, takes the Monze and the Numemon. Still has everything active. Looks like he's going to swing with the Angemon, using Angemon to tuck Platinum Numemon, because Platinum Numemon is a virus, right? Yes.
The only vaccines in the deck are the Monzemon and
Monzes.
Monzemon X.
Okay.
The Waru is a virus,
Into
just the
Venusmon.
yellow Monzes.
Gotcha. He will go to 3. Into the Numemon X antibody for an additional draw. Enrique, unsure of what he should do here because he is under Venusmon again, slowing down the game plan just a little. But it looks like he is playing a little more cautious of resources this game, which is probably what he has to do to win this matchup. To the RBO1 Monzemon, very, very good card. Enrique still contemplating his next move into the Monze X, drawing an additional card, evoing into the Uko, probably what he was digging for there. Monze X does.
It won't get its Wind Digivolve because of the Venusmon.
Right, I forgot about that, but it still has all turns.
Yeah, if he were to play out another card, he could minus 4K something on board.
Right. I'm not sure how big that.
Yeah.
Oh, Death X-Mon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then he'll be able to minus 4K that as well.
Was he not able to choose the order so it could like blow that up, or he could blow up?
He wouldn't be able to.
4K?
He wouldn't have been able to do it in a different order to get anything else.
Okay. Of course, the yellow vaccine player Joseph here is in a bit of a tight spot right now. Is Monzemon until the end of the turn or until?
Monzemon does persist in your opponent's turn. Yeah, so
very cool. So it's -4, so it's a 4K right now, I believe. I believe Angelomon Ace is a 8K, if I remember correct.
Yes, so it is very small.
And there's 11 minutes on the clock still. Of course, 5 minutes overtime, so technically we have 16 minutes to close out this game and the next. Assuming if I was in the place of the Numemon player. The yellow player just needs to find a way to start removing some security from the other player's board. He's going to drop down the Angemon, losing the Angelomon Ace, proccing Overflow, giving Enrique 4 memory to start his turn with, popping the Ukomon. Ukomon going up to 6 memory, hatching an egg. Very good. Death X is such a strong card.
Just for chat, it does get the -4K from the Monzemon X all turns ability from playing the Death X. It doesn't get any of the Wind Digivolving effects. It does get Monze X's, just not from when he played. He doesn't get to do it from when he like any Digivolving effect. The minus from the Monze X is an all turns effect, not a Wind Digivolving effect. So when he played Death X, it triggered it. Look, I can't read a lot of cards, but the cards in my deck I usually know.
Good call. Into the Nima X here. It looks like Yeah, I know you said that, and then the rest of the tournament. What does this card do?
What's that do? Uh,
Nah,
all
you'll be
right, we
better than
do
me. Okay,
see
so he's
the
gonna
Mind
put the
Link.
jamming on the Mind Lake. Yep. At this point, this is probably your best turn to start swinging out. He knew the Patamon was there, so the Ukamon was safe. Swinging Death X next into a Kudamon. Monze is going to swing with jamming. Hopefully, this is not an option that can remove it. And then 2 checks. Cool, cool. And then he did play that Numemon this turn, I believe, the Garymon and the Numemon X. So they cannot swing. But let's see what he can do, because right now, if I was the Numemon player, I would feel like I'm in a very commanding position. I still have 5 security. My opponent has 2. If I pass them with maybe 2 or 3 memory, they can probably regain 1 security, but unlikely they can regain all, more
Yeah,
than
so
2.
here he's just putting him at the 1. He's gonna keep it Mind Linked to
Reboot.
reboot.
I guess he has 3 memory because of the Kari. I guess I didn't see the Kari because it was tucked under TK. And he'll scoop it up.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're going
now
to
we're going to
a
game 3.
game 3 with 9 minutes plus 5 minutes overtime left on the round. Very good game going on here. Game 2 again looked a lot better from the Nuemon's players game, and I think that's just sort of how Yellow Vaccine games go, right? I think until you know for sure your opponent's playing Yellow Vaccine, it's sort of a hard first game, a game 1. And then after that, you can sort of adjust your game plan moving forward, right? And that's similar to security control as well. You just have to play the game a little differently. And that's why those decks are good, because some players just cannot adapt to playing the game in that different style. So shuffling up, getting ready to go to game 3. Again, 8 minutes, 5 minutes overtime. Let's see how they can do. Both players will probably be playing pretty fast here. If nobody wins game 3, correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, it is a tie, correct? There's no alternate.
It would be a draw.
Factor.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. We don't know if this table has any extensions, given the fact that they were a stream table and there was a bit of a hiccup. Because this stream table was chosen after.
They already have an extension. So because there's already they have a 5-minute extension because there's only 3 minutes remaining in the actual round.
Okay, so these guys, the timer on clock is already counting that.
Yeah, correct. Let's see. If I was the Nume player, so Nume players opting, the Yellow Vaccine player opted for Numemon to go first. I would be pretty happy with that if I was the Numemon player. I mean, he did opt to go second last game. However, I think going first in this matchup is not bad at all, as Tyler and I discussed in between the last rounds. So he'll hatch the Tokomon into the Patamon, drawing a Kari off the top, playing the 4-drop Kari, passing the opponent to 1. Very nice, getting your memory setter there. Looking very confident board state if I was Joseph right now. Going to Evo into a Numemon, pass the opponent to 1. They will go to 3 off of their Kari. Raising up Patamon, triggering Patamon's start of main effect. Looks like there was no targets. Patamon adds a...
It lets you Digivolve into a vaccine.
Okay. So that means there was no vaccine on security, correct? Or no targets?
Or you can just choose not to Digivolve. It's not mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah, but I imagine he just didn't have one because there's no reason not to.
Yeah. Going to 0 off the TK, taking 1 off the top, putting in a Gatemon at the bottom. Is he already down a security? No. I can't tell if he has 4 or 5.
No,
the yellow
still
sleeves are. Okay. Passing the Numemon player to 1. Numemon will raise up. And Enrique will evo into a Nume X, drawing an additional card. Swinging 4. Checks a 11. Passing turn off of the... Oh, no, going to 0 off the Kari. And then playing out the Numemon. Makes sense. Evoing into the Waru Monze. This is the virus one, so that could be an issue, but we will see if that comes up. The Tokomon.
Realistically, he just needed to pass turn without a lot of memory. And he's
Yeah.
digging for a plat. He needs Platinum Numemon really badly,
And then we'll go into the Serafi.
which will be able to kill it.
Removing the
Oh, that's
War
unfortunate.
Monze. That's tough. So Enrique back at square one here. They have about 5 minutes on the clock, 5 minutes overtime left. Evoing into the Uko. Uko could potentially help get our engine moving next turn. And we're not really in a threat of losing the game next turn either. Going to a Garymon down here to 1. What does Garymon do again?
He could pitch a Numemon and name to draw 2.
Cool.
It's just Destiny
In
draw
main,
for
okay.
slimes.
Yeah. So it looks like they're talking about the security. Still at 1. Enrique has I do see a Monze X in hand. I don't know how relevant that is right now. He did get a Platinum Nume off that draw too, though. I see that behind the Monze X. So he does have his engine running a little bit here. We're going to go into the Monze X, passing him to 2, drawing a card.
If he does recover, but not the best place to be.
Yeah, I don't love dropping. I don't know about you, but I don't love dropping that Monze X here. I feel like I'm just asking for it to be removed. But again,
Yeah, it goes down to 1,000 right now.
Yeah. So let's see if he has any sort of DP reduction to remove it. Based on his hand, it didn't look like it. He'll swing security. He did recover this turn, I think, so he'll have 2, right? Because he played the TK, and I think TK recovers 1. Enrique thinking blast, evoing into the Zulongmon. Okay.
It doesn't do enough here, though.
Yeah, it loses.
Like, it won't bounce
Monze.
anything. He just wanted to make sure that if he does remove it, that it would take the Serafi with.
Right. Ukomon down to 2. The Joseph here with a pretty commanding lead on this game. Very surprised to see how much work the Serafimon's putting in here in terms of closing power. Again, Enrique does look to his engine got started a little slow, especially with that removal early on. And I think he is sort of realizing that as well, that he may be a little behind here. However, yeah, he can swing in to trade with that. Both overflows will proc, but he will stay on turn. What does that egg do that's under Ukomon?
Is it the Sunomon egg? It's whenever he digivolves, he draws 1. The Tokomon is if he deletes on his opponent's turn, he draws 1.
Gotcha. So you'll have vaccine here. Gonna start recovering some more, getting that board ready. Angelomon, getting out the Gatomon from security, removing the Ukomon. Getting 1 off of the Tabor.
It is a rough spot to be in as the Numemon player.
Right. Let's see what he does here. He goes into a Monzemon. Does that have an on play, or is it just when Digivolving?
It's on play and when Digivolving are the same effect.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's when Digivolving still triggers when it plays, but on play it could also put a slime underneath it to gain 2 memory.
Gotcha. Very good card. And then he puts Nume X underneath, which gives on deletion he plays a slime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Covering 1 off Serafi, gaining 3 memory, going back to 2. Removing that Waru Monze. Nume X will proc, allowing him to drop another Numemon. And then, of course, the Serafimon does have +2 security, so if there's not a security bomb, it may just be a wrap right here. Going to Garymon. Because the Gatomon was played last turn, we will see. Garymon's a main, right? Not on play?
It's on play.
Okay. And then Magna Angemon. Instead of going for a game. Interesting.
I think the Gatomon was played that turn.
Was it? Okay.
I think all of those were played that turn, if I'm remembering right.
Hmm.
I did look away for a
Probably
moment, so
correct.
I could have
Yeah,
missed.
you're probably correct. Death
Ooh,
Xmon
Death
comes down
X.
again. The W Riz. Oh my gosh, this card is so good.
Not enough though, unfortunately, to like really deal with the board
It's
because the level fives.
right. If he has a, it's still his turn though. So if he has a way to remove one of the fives, and the opponent doesn't have a Seraphimon, which looking at his hand right now doesn't look like he does, he might be able to buy another turn. And we go into a Gary, go to 0. He will draw 2. What do you think? Is there any removal um, that could remove one of these two bodies?
It depends if the Numon player is playing a removal card or not. A lot of them don't, but you do have the option of like Heaven's Judgment, which goes well in
Okay.
Numamon. Or even just climbing into a Venus could help you stave the turn, but I don't know if he has the memory for that.
That is true. He is at 0, so I'm not too sure. Well, maybe there will be a bomb in security as well. We don't know. But they are in overtime. I don't know how long it's been in overtime. I've been very locked in. Goes into the proto form. Why does he give his opponent 2?
Because
Does protoform
Protoform
cost
lowers the
mana?
Digivolution. No, but Evolving does.
Oh, I didn't even see he went into a Mones AX. I was like, what just happened? Gets a Gary, draw 2.
So here, if either of the aces dies to the security check, it could just
Could buy another turn.
pass
He did
turn
draw a
back.
Chaos deck. He did draw a Chaos deck, and we do see that minus 5k option again on security. Evoing into the Gatomon here. Puts this card on top. And I think he just drew a second Chaos Egg. Oh, maybe not. I think the second draw was in a Zulongmon. Gaining 3 memory. Oh my gosh. He's all the way up at 8. Going all the way to
When you
10.
say
Because why
Chaos
not?
Dag, I don't think Joseph's playing any Chaos Dags.
I thought I saw a purple and yellow. Huh. Okay, might just be the foiling that looked that way. Is he playing Ruin mode? Not sure.
Nope.
Let's see. Huh.
Not to give
Okay,
too much away, but
might have just been the foiling then. Let's see. Antuamon Ace. Oh man. He definitely can go for a game this time.
yeah, he's gonna go for it before being safe.
Minus 5 King. And
Yeah,
the
he's gonna be able to
swing.
barrier to minus 5k.
What does barrier do again? Sorry.
You can trash your top security to prevent deletion, and he does just
Okay.
end up
And it
taking
looks
the game
like
there.
Joseph does win there. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, yellow hybrid or yellow vaccine rather, a very strong deck, especially against Numamon. It holds the game out a little bit longer than Numamon would like.